place that's always fresh and ready for you. Your neighborhood Tim Hortons,
I'm pretty sure the person who made this sandwich wouldn't eat this sandwich.
where the coffee's always 20 minutes fresh.
Up early, Bob?
If that's what it takes for you to stop interrupting people on the other side of that mic and start listening to them, then so be it.
And the donuts and muffins and cookies are made right in the kitchen.
Careful, it's hot.
Because at Tim Hortons, always fresh is a promise we always keep.
Wagwan, everybody. Welcome to our next episode of Talk the Things podcast. My bad for the little break I took. I had to fix some of my equipment and stop working. So we're back up and running, and I have a few episodes lined up that I think you guys will enjoy. But the first one I want to talk about is Tim Hortons, the downfall of Tim Hortons, which is something that I never thought that I would have to say, because we in Canada all here love Tim Hortons, but it's gotten terrible over the past years. It's gotten terrible, terrible, terrible. And I want to talk about it today. You know, Tim Hortons is the biggest fast food restaurant in Canada. For those who don't know, there's over 5,000 restaurants. I think that's total in the world. But here in Canada, there's one everywhere. Some plazas will have three in one plaza. For example, they will have a small location in a gas station. They will have the portable one, and then they will have an actual location, and all in the same plaza. It might be a big plaza, but they will have three different ones in one plaza. And believe me, that all three of them are busy. You'll go into some Walmart and there's two Tim Hortons in the Walmart instead of McDonald's or whatever it is. There's enough Tim Hortons everywhere. But Tim Hortons to Canadians is like, I guess you would say Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts to people in the States, if not more, because Tim Hortons came out, it kind of became like a cultural, how do you say it? A cultural thing in Canada. Some words I can't pronounce for some reason. But you know, it's a big thing. Everybody loves it. So I want to go and talk about how it was back then when we were growing up. And I will say Tim Hortons really changed after 2015 is when it really started to change. And you're going to see later on in the podcast why it changed even more from 2015 to now, where it's nearly unrecognizable. For some people who like went and left the country and came back and they ordered Tim Hortons, they're like, what the fuck is this? Because it's so different. But back then it was way cheaper and the quality of the food was way higher. The service, the food, the restaurants, everything was a lot more high quality back then. Now it's just turned to dog shit. Like if you went into a Tim Hortons back then, the customer service was on point, you know, nice happy old white lady, or it was different. It was a different vibe back then. The stores were so clean. Like I watched a video where a lady was saying kids were eating Timbits and licking the ground, and it's okay, that might be a little dramatic, but it's just to show that Tim Hortons were clean. You know what I mean? Maybe the ones downtown were a little dirty, but if you lived in a nice area, bro, the Tim Hortons them was way different back then. People used to dine in and just hang out. They would have interviews. I used to have job interviews by other companies in the dining areas. You know, some of them had couch and stuff and fireplace, and you would sit down, and families would go in there and have like not dinner dates, but like, you know, local gathering with their family. They go in there and sit down. Those stuff people don't do too much in there again because of how gross it is. And they hired a lot of young people. For those who don't know, I used to work at Tim Hortons for 4 years, and I was a supervisor for 1.5 years. And I started working there when I was 16. So Tim Hortons is known in Canada as people's first job. If it's not McDonald's, then it's Tim Hortons. But I would say over 50% of the time it's Tim Hortons. Like everybody work at Tim Hortons, and they say from you work at Tim Hortons, you can work anywhere because it sets you up to work anywhere in life, which is true. Tim Hortons, bro, it was a solid job when I started working there in 2018. But I want to talk about the downfall. And it came right after about, like I said, 2019. I said with 2015 is when it changed, but the real downfall happened in about 2019 when they sold themselves to Burger King. And I was working there when this happened because I remember I started off as a baker. So I used to have to make the food and stuff. And I would realize that like the wedges then were different. The nuggets that used to go in the lunch combos were different. It wasn't the same. And I don't know if the sachets and the egg and stuff was coming from Burger King too. I believe it was, but they switched everything. I know for sure the wedges and the chicken nuggets, them gross. They changed and it turned so different from how it was before. But like I was saying, the food, the drinks, it got so expensive. Remember, I was saying it was cheap. No, everything is so expensive now for these small local things. Like they changed the peach bottle from this nice bottle, even the peach juice they changed. Like they changed everything, and everything is shrinking. It's getting more expensive, and the quality is getting worse, and the size, the portions are shrinking. The wedges portion they give you about four wedges, and the wedges are tough like stone. When you get certain like farmers wrap, the farmers wrap them. They don't even have the container for them no more. They wrap them up in the bagel pop, the bagel paper. I heard, which is crazy, but it just shows if that's really true that they're cutting costs everywhere. They're trying to like it's just boy, I mean, I don't know. It's really starting to turn into fast food. And the restaurants them are nasty. It's like they're not training the people to clean. I remember my supervisor was always on us. Somebody had to always clean the floor, clean the bathroom, wipe the tables. Like those were stuff that was mandatory. Tables wouldn't be wiped the entire 8 hour shift. Nobody don't come out and clean the table. So like literally when I say the quality of everything went down, I'm talking about everything. Even homeless people took over Tim Hortons. And when I say homeless people took over, I mean, remember when I was saying you can sit down in the couch and stuff and have interview? They started sleeping in there. Like they fuck up the bathroom, them. God knows what they're doing in there. Beer, dirty drugs, knee go fling down. And the homeless people, it's like it's their place. Come on, a lot of Tim Hortons don't close. Some of them are starting to close now, but a lot of them are 24 hours before. And they're not like that no more because of the homeless problem. I want to play you guys a video of a girl who was complaining about that. And I mentioned her earlier, talking about how she said kids can eat off of the ground. I want you guys to hear what she's saying, and then I'm going to come back.
Two types of Tim Hortons in Canada now. There's one type in rural areas where there's like old people connecting, there's children there playing, licking the floors, everybody's having Timbits, everything's fun. And then there's a second type of Tim Hortons, most of them I've experienced in large cities, where they are quite literally a step away from a shelter. The staff there, what they have to deal with on a daily basis while also just trying to do their basic job is like actually ridiculous to me, okay? And it's not any one individual's fault who's there. And so the only way that I'll be watching The Last Timbit the musical is if you make it real, okay? I want somebody to be doing a song, making a latte, and also de-escalating a mental health crisis, okay? I want to see someone mopping the floor and also trying to reunite a family, okay? Because that's what's actually happening in Tim Hortons now. Thank you so much.
All right, so you guys just heard what she said. And our next issue that's coming up a lot, because it's on TikTok where I originally got the idea to even do this, because I don't stop seeing people complain. And my original TikTok account was a Tim Hortons TikTok account. That's why I got my, I think, first 10K followers was off of doing Tim Horton videos. I used to post how ghetto my location was. Niggas would wet me up with coffee. Our location was all black people at work. We were all black people and we were all my age. Even my supervisor was like 2 years older than me, 3 years older than me. So we were all young people. And when people used to try to fight us, we would fight back. Go on my TikTok and go look at those videos, bro. It's mad. I was run down. My life was threatened. People try to jump over counter. People call me all type of name. Some white lady sent her husband after me. But anyway, our next problem is that they're only hiring international students. A lot of people are complaining that they're only hiring international students, and it's causing a language barrier, which is so true. Now, I want to say something because before the whole international students came, before 2019, when you went to Tim Hortons, it was either Tim Hortons you went to, and please don't ever think I'm racist or not. I don't want to see no foolish comments. But if you went to Tim Hortons, it was either run by Filipino people or it was run by Indian people. My Tim Hortons was the first Tim Hortons I ever came and seen that it was run by black people. But growing up in Scarborough, I don't know about the West or downtown or Durham or Peel or those places. But growing up in Scarborough, Tim Hortons was only run by Filipino people or Indian people. It's only when I came out to Durham I started to see them where it was like all white people. There's probably a couple in Scarborough that's like that, but not much, bro. If you're in Scarborough, you know already. It's Filipino or Indian people. But it's causing a language barrier because when you go to the speaker, it's like you have to repeat yourself 6, 7, 8, 9 times, and you're speaking clear as day. Like you can't speak no clearer than you're speaking. It's them that don't understand you, and it's frustrating because you would think if you come to a country, let alone work, you must know to speak the native language. Like how do they put you on speaker? Okay, say you can't speak the English. Put her in the back where she's baking, where she doesn't have to interact with people all morning and cause line, and you have to repeat medium coffee, 2 sugar 9 times, which is not even like I'm not even asking for nothing hard, but it's a big issue. A lot of people are complaining about it, and sometimes they even before you're done, can I get out? What do you want? That? It's like, bro, can I finish what I'm saying? They don't even let you finish talk. I want to play you guys this video of this man, and he's saying kind of the same thing, and I'm gonna be right back.
Anyone else notice this, or is it just me that more and more fast food workers are acting like they own the business themselves when you try to get them to correct an order that they messed up? Like they will actually argue with you as if you ordered it wrong. So this was like my last interaction with Tim Hortons ever since I stopped going there. So I usually go there after work, order myself a black iced coffee, no cream, no sugar, because you know that ADHD mind, caffeine actually calms you down. And it's always the same order, but every once in a while, usually happens about once or twice every week. An employee just can't seem to understand that I want nothing but ice and coffee. No cream, no sugar. Now, cream's easy enough to detect. Before they hand it to you, it's white. A black iced coffee usually looks like tar on ice. But sugar, on the other hand, is harder to detect until you drink it. So, anyways, I've been going to this only Tim Hortons in town for about 2 years now. And around 1 or 2 times a week, and I usually go 5 times a week, Monday to Friday, I'll get the wrong order. I'll walk in there because I don't want to wait through the line again. I'll go, hey, you got my order wrong. You put sugar in here. And I'll usually get it corrected. Or if it's cream, I usually spot it right away before they hand it to me and go, it's supposed to be no cream, no sugar. Now, when you go to one place long enough, on the same time, the same days, every week, for multiple months, you start recognizing people. And there was always this one guy that was absolutely terrible to deal with in the drive-thru. Every time you order something, it was, is that all? Is that all? Is that all? Like, can I get a black iced coffee? And is that all? And because this guy was constantly interrupting you, sometimes he didn't hear your order very well, and he was the one that messed up my order the most. So one day he snuck in some sugar in my iced coffee, and I decided to go inside, go to the manager, and call this guy out. This guy overhears me talking to the manager about how he is consistently interrupting people trying to rush them through the drive-thru, and because he doesn't listen, he has messed up my order the most. So this guy comes over, starts arguing with me, claiming that I ordered wrong, even though I ordered the same thing 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month, 12 months a year. Then he just straight up calls me a liar. At this point, I've had enough. I look at this guy straight in the eyes. Listen, I need you to listen. I need you to listen good. I'm diabetic and lactose intolerant. If I drink that sugar in your coffee, I'm going to get hyperglycemic and I'm going to pass out. If I drink the cream that you keep trying to sneak in, I'm going to shit myself. If I drink a regular iced coffee that you gave me and I start feeling even the slightest bit lightheaded, I'm gonna drag my 315-pound ass through that door before I pass out and I'm gonna shit all over myself. I will clear this whole friggin' place out. If that's what it takes for you to stop interrupting people on the other side of that mic and start listening to them, then so be it. But anyways, I didn't go back there because I would rather not have dingus start spitting in my drink. And now I just make cold brew at home.
All right, so you guys just heard that. Now, going back into my last point, like I was just saying, a lot of the people now that they're hiring are not trained. They don't know how to make the bagel dough. You ask for something and they give you the complete opposite and then try argue with you about what you asked for. It's like, bro, you couldn't even understand what I said at the speaker. Then you come type foolishness. Then when I come and look at the something that I asked you guys for, it's not even made. It's not even that they're watching the videos. If you work at Tim Hortons, you know already. You have to watch videos. There's a build. You can even like the way there's a specific about the cheese. The cheese certain time can't be under the patty. It has to be on top of the patty. So there's certain build. There's a certain way that you're supposed to make these things. And I said they're not even watching it. Everybody know you're supposed to put cream cheese on one side of the bagel, close it and cut it. These people don't even look like they're putting cream cheese on nothing. They're putting bro. I don't know what they're doing, bro. They just them don't know what they're gonna do. But like I was saying earlier, they don't clean the restaurants. The restaurants need cleaning. That is a part of the job that has to be somebody's job. There's even little red buckets that have the sanitizer that needs to be changed, I think, every 20 minutes. If they're not cleaning the damn foyer, how are you gonna tell me that they're cleaning and keeping up with the sanitation buckets? How are you telling me that they're keeping up with the buckets that you know when you stir the coffee, you have to put the spoon back inside of a because it's one spoon you use for everybody. So you have to put the spoon back in an ice cup. I know every piece of ice melt out and the water is brown because if you're not changing and cleaning the restaurant, what would make me think you're cleaning back behind? You know what I mean? So it just comes down to training. A lot of these people are not trained. They're just hired, put on the floor, don't know English, don't know how to build or nothing. They just give them the job and it's like, bro, it's fucking up everything. But you see, after Burger King bought them, it's just never been the same. I don't know what Burger King do. I don't know if they manage. I think they probably manage their money and everything because it's quality cuts in everything, every aspect of the restaurant. It's getting cut down. Nothing don't taste good no more. Nothing don't look good no more. Nothing is being ran good no more. Nothing is being kept up to standards. It's just a free for all with anybody and everybody in there working. Even the people that used to work there back time. And I know there's gonna be a person in the comments gonna say, "Oh, you're just trying to pick on Indian people or the international students." Nah, because when they were being back then, they were being trained and the store was running fine. Nobody had an issue with them. Yeah, they had an accent, but they understood me and I understood them. It just comes down to training. Like I said, they're just putting any and everybody to work. There's no solidness with the restaurant no more. I don't know, bro. I want to play you guys one more video and then I'll be right back.
I don't think that they understand what they're up against by getting in between Canadians and their beloved Tim Hortons. And honestly, this discourse is just so funny to me because, first of all, it's way past due. Second of all, this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Because what many people don't understand is that these forms of entertainment, the food, the amusement, the celebrity culture, all of that is placed not only by the machine that is capitalism, but also by the machine that says you need to be distracted. You need to be distracted from what's really important. You need to be distracted by the fact that you are literally getting railed by these institutions that are not catching up to modern times and that have more of their interests at the forefront of their agenda rather than yours. When you start making things inconvenient, when you start messing with the natural flow or the old flow, you are slowly lifting the veil. You're removing the illusion. So the average person might have been just fine spending $3-4 on a nice cap. But now it's I have to spend $4, walk over a puddle that's been there since the morning, beg for my order to be made correctly 7 times over before I can actually receive it. Now you are making it inconvenient. Now you are incentivizing a boycott. It's all fun and games. It's all fun and coffee until it's not.
All right, you guys just heard that video. So I want you to let me know what you think about this whole situation. If you agree with me, and if you don't, tell me why. But, state your opinions in the comment section and let's keep the discussion going. We will talk next time on Talk the Things podcast.
Y'all a pretty little Barbie. Got the body up for